Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to a brand new YouTube video. I am your gracious host, Morgan, and today we are going to be reacting to the Helldivers 2 review from MOXOR. Now, MOXOR is somebody that I've watched on YouTube for a little while. I watched his Doom Eternal review and it was quite hilarious. So I thought, what would be the best thing to do for my first video on the channel? And I thought, well, why not review or watch MOXOR's review of Helldivers 2? I haven't played Helldivers 2 personally, as I only play on Xbox, but it's really funny and fun based upon the gameplay that I've seen other people play, especially like Russian Badger. So if you enjoy my very first video, please leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel, and of course my link tree will be down below for the Discord and my Twitter, which is where I'm the most active. So without
Ads
further
are
ado,
everywhere,
let's get into
but they
the
don't
video.
have to be.
It's called Pi, and if that sounds familiar.
This video contains many certifiable thought crimes. Helldivers 2 is an amazing co-op shooter that plays exactly like No Man's Sky, except instead of exploring the cosmos, you die horribly in the Somme. Every copy of Helldivers 2 is personalized. Joel wanted me to fight 10,000 fire ants. In a universe where humanity is beset on all sides by curious wildlife and the actual Terminators, Super Earth, the galaxy's last and only bastion of managed democracy, sends its finest men, women, and children over 7 to liberate and spread.
What? They send children into battle? That's absolutely crazy war building. Imagine you live in a futuristic society, and of course, you send children to fight wars. That's crazy. I mean, Helldivers is a really funny game, but I didn't know the lore was so dark.
Freedom to the most horrifying hellscapes known to man, where war crimes are not only justified, but are necessary. We play as the Helldivers, humanity's finest in emancipation and friendly fire incidents. But there's no need to worry about that last one because we are incredibly expendable. All across the galaxy, Liberty's enemies march ever closer, but through the power of teamwork, friendship, and 500-kilogram bombs, we will fight for freedom, for democracy, and most importantly, because it's really funny. Dudes be like, Helldivers 2 is military propaganda. My brother in Christ. It worked. Triple the defense budget.
I mean, in all fairness, if this was the military propaganda that I was seeing, I definitely would sign up. I mean, who doesn't love explosions and exploding bugs? Totally my favorite thing of the world.
The first thing you'll notice upon entering the SES Judge of Judgment is the incredibly stupid name. And yes, you are able to name it other things using the Wizard 101 naming scheme. Things like the Pride of Pride, Star of the Stars, Patriot of Patriotism, and my personal favorite, the Founding Father of Family Values, because this game has a lot of violence in movies. Oh, here you see me depicted as the Soy Wojak. The second thing you'll notice upon entering the bridge is the ongoing galactic war, and that we are currently fucking losing the galactic war, which is why we need to suit up with exactly 3 of our friends and choose which planet is in vital need of the democratic process. If you don't have any friends, then I hope you can speak good Mandarin. I think I did something to make him mad, but
Oh no, not the one person on your team that you can't understand what they're saying. I mean, isn't it that they're supposed to have like servers that way you can, know what people are saying to you? I mean, all the games that I play, you can choose from different servers, especially with like VPN stuff. I know that you can use different servers with a VPN. It kind of tricks it and works pretty well, but I mean, that's crazy. I can only imagine I'm getting blown up by like 50,000 bombs and my teammates over there just screaming into his mic and I have no idea what they're saying. To be honest with you, in a way it can be very like fun and funny or really annoying depending on the situation.
To win the Galactic War, we must first understand the Galactic War. We can ill afford another Malevelon Creek, which is why I'm going to go over each of the 2 fronts that are currently reducing us to smears across the galaxy. And I'm going to do it at difficulty 7 or above, which is coincidentally the perfect enlistment age. On the left-turn side of the political spectrum, we have the Automaton Front, an enemy focusing on range tactics, heavy armor in slight excess, and an extremely high amount of explosive ordnance. Oh, I'm out of here, guys, later. If that sounds a little bit intimidating, then don't worry. I haven't even gotten to the horde of angry chainsaws yet. Chainsaw Man reference goes in the video here, but
Now they have the Chainsaw Man in the game? Okay, I think we're getting a little crazy here, Arrowhead, don't you think? I mean, here's the thing though, right? There's 2 fronts of this war. In my personal opinion, the bug side of the war doesn't seem overly interesting to me. I would personally rather fight the Terminators. Terminator is like one of my favorite movies of all time. But just the fact that they have, like, chainsaw enemies is actually kind of crazy. I would be terrified if someone was chasing me down with a chainsaw. So, I mean, if you could sit there and just blow them up with an autocannon, then, I mean, go for it. Like, personally, for me, the automaton side of the war sounds a lot more appealing to me than the bugs.
But talking about the Automaton Front is never complete without talking about the fucking Creek, or as it is known by our honored veterans, Space Vietnam. This goddamn planet has been single-handedly responsible for most of our casualties.
My leg!
Is this SpongeBob? And that is genuinely impressive considering that 10 million men have already died in the Battle of the Madagascar Lemur.
I remember when this game had first come out, everybody was always talking about Malevelon Creek on Twitter or X for Helldivers, or even if you looked at the Reddits and stuff. Malevelon Creek was absolutely wild. Actually, a lot of the videos that I watched in the early days of the Helldivers release, it was all Malevelon Creek, and everyone was freaking out like, oh my gosh, we're blowing up, we're losing men, we need backup. It was really crazy, and it was really cool, like a community event where everybody tried, you know, really hard to work together to liberate the creek. And they have like this nickname called like the Creekers and stuff. You know, if I played Helldivers, I would have loved to have been a part of the Creek. Unfortunately, I just don't see myself getting a PlayStation. I mean, I know I can get it on PC. So, I mean, I guess I don't have an excuse in that regard. But I tend to play most of my games on Xbox. But, yeah. I mean, also, you know, life's pretty busy for me. Like, you know, when it comes to me streaming, I have like 2 days a week to do it. And now I'm doing a YouTube channel. So I don't have a lot of time exactly to play games. But if I ever have like a vacation time, maybe I'll try Helldivers on Steam. You guys will have to let me know. Should I get Helldivers and play it on stream sometime or not? Because I like playing my Darkstalkers, my Vampire Savior especially, but I mean, this game seems really fun. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it used to be.
Those are considered rookie numbers, and we're already outpacing the Taiping Rebellion. In fact, every single military operation we conduct is in some way related to Malevelon Creek. And personally, I don't really see what all the hype is about. After all, it's just one planet. How important could one planet possibly be?
I am a human supremacist! I am a human supremacist! Our supremacy will not end on this planet! I am a human! We will go interdimensional. We will unlock the secrets of the universe. God has laid them out like Christmas presents for his children.
Boot camp's got fucking weird recently. Malevelon Creek, and by extension, the rest of the front, is essentially an exercise in how much PTSD one man can possibly get. Their firepower is so overwhelming, so absolutely constant, that describing it as an endless retreat where you accidentally accomplish all of your objectives would be very generous, as it implies that I do the objectives.
Fucking shit!
This can occasionally push you into what we call unfortunate tactical positions, at which point your main options for survival are going to be watching your slower friends get burned to death in the Mekong. I will never unhear that scream. So yes, this planet may be what economists call bad use of our human capital, but after dealing with several days of what I can only describe as angry forklift decommissioning. Oh shit, this motherfucker's not OSHA certified. You really need a stepladder for that, sir. Okay, call me crazy, but I think there's a turret around this corner, guys. I fucking hate the creek. I can safely say that the attachment has become fucking personal. And honestly, I just want to see how many bodies one planet can hold. We lost Vietnam, we lost Afghanistan, and yes, we definitely lost America. So goddammit, I am not going to lose this shit to ones and zeros. God gave this galaxy to a non-binary species, and service guarantees gender affirmation. Fun facts about the bot front. Number 10, man urinates on fellow passenger for not being allowed to smoke.
What? MOXOR's getting really crazy here. Oh my gosh, man urinates on passenger for not being able to smoke. That's absolutely wild. I would really like to know what makes him come up with these jokes or how he comes up with them, because they're just so out of pocket.
Number 9. If you happen to make the mistake of fighting here, you're quickly going to realize that most of our forces are Chinese, each one taking glorious revenge against the steel plants they work in. Very auspicious behavior. And conversely, we Guilo have been sent by our barbarian prince to fight the hordes of angry roaches, for it is the God-given right of the defense lobby to remind the bugs that it is man who is made in God's image. Really can't wait to die on fucking, legally distinct Klendathu. The Terminid front, the Terminid population problem is a wide assortment of increasingly horrifying demons, each one abandoned by their creators in completely different ways. My guy's got a bad case of the rigor mortis. We've got small bugs, big bugs, immortal bugs, bugs that function as artillery, and of course, the bugs that stalk you at night. Thankfully for us though, Napalm is an equal opportunity employer, and a lot of positions are open right now. That is to say, once you start fighting the bugs, you do not stop for about 40 minutes or so, because
the two major differences I could say easily out of the Terminid front and the automaton front is simply that the Terminids they keep coming. You know, like if you were to be fighting against zombies and it's just an endless wave of zombies, that's exactly what the Terminids are. Fighting against the bots, it's just a lot more of like you're just being hunkered down and being hammered by artillery and stuff. So it's a very different situation. The bugs are definitely a much more up close and personal kind of fighting, but also it's more about strength and numbers with them, as where the automatons, it's mainly their equipment. Ultimately though, like, I mean, if you're a big zombie game player, especially when it comes to like horde shooters and stuff, I definitely think those kinds of players are more so on the the bug front. And then for the bot front, I would say it's mostly the other people. Well, at least, you know, till they added the Illuminates. But yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy the amount of bugs that spawn out of the ground on the bug side of the war. I mean, there's a lot. And he's not kidding. I've seen people play on the Terminid front, and they would literally be fighting bugs for like a straight, 30 minutes and don't even move on the objective because they just have to keep shooting. It's absolutely crazy.
They just spawned a battalion from the ground like the goddamn Viet Cong for the 3rd time in a row, and I do not have enough raid for this shit. Good fucking throw, dude. I just want to walk to the McDonald's, guys. I'm just a level 1 goblin. It's literally my birthday. I'm a little birthday boy. And do you want to know the worst part about this war? We, don't really know how they move between planets. And I don't think they have what you would call a plan. Rather, the Terminids simply appear in places they wish to eviscerate. Kind of like a Whole Foods. So, you can imagine my shock when I learned that those white bitches were trying to gentrify the moon. They are ruining the amazing local culture of, California. I hope it's becoming obvious that fighting these things under normal circumstances is what we call, same-day shipping to God. What the fuck? Fortunately for us though, we have access to a wide variety of unique and hilarious tools, which are only accessible via inputting a series of hand signs, informally known as airstrike jutsu. Whether it's big airstrikes, bigger airstrikes, biggest airstrike the engine can sustain, or airstrikes that specialize in killing everything except the enemy, there are so many bad guys with so much damage to be done that the most challenging part is keeping your team out of the blast radius.
I got 500 kilogram ready.
What have you fucking done? And yes, you do have to throw them, which means you can drop them, throw the wrong asset, and even attach them to enemies that are running into you. My personal favorite combination is definitely the napalm and chlorine gas, for when you really, really want your enemies to feel pain. Inside and out. We also offer a gluten-free variety. Now, of course, airstrikes aren't the only thing we can deliver, just most of them, because here at the Defense Department, we take care to provide, why can't I say words? A wide array of support tools. And by support tools, I mean the machine gun, which are crucial and necessary for fighting, literally anything. We've got flamethrowers, jetpacks, automatic lasers that demand human sacrifice, average American police taser with unlimited ammo, automatic targeting, and
An average American police taser literally be like a rifle. I mean, that sounds pretty realistic, actually. I mean, you know, Americans really love their guns, so I wouldn't be surprised if somebody has a rifle taser. I mean, would it be overkill? Maybe a little bit, but I mean, it'd be kind of cool at the same time. So I mean, yeah, I mean that makes sense. You'd have to let me know in the comments if Americans actually have laser taser guns. That'd be absolutely hilarious. Obviously, I don't think they do, but I mean, you never know. Somebody might have 3D printed one or something.
a vendetta against teammates for when you really hate everything in a general direction. Railguns that encourage you to fire volleys like Napoleonic line infantry. It also has two fire modes called Safe Mode and Unsafe Mode. And of course, the giant death robots that randomly explode sometimes. What? That is the last time I buy a fucking Tesla. My personal favorite strategy involves everyone giving their mechs to the designated disabled man, who will proceed to stay inside of 6 different wheelchairs for 40 minutes. And as a caveat, we force him to crawl on the ground between mechs for immersion reasons. But honestly, all of these fantastic tools absolutely pale in comparison to the fast and convenient resupply of GamerSup's energy drinks, here to give you a fantastic boost to your gaming abilities, which, if you want to win this battle, I will now expect of you. We and the Chinese are not going to be taking back Osto 2 on 8 hours of sleep, but they did also release a sleep aid. In case somebody gives you too much energy. How am I getting away with this shit? GamerSupps comes in many different flavors, such as Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000, Grandpa's Ashes, and Good. It's just good. All at the low price of 40 cents per stratagem, which is literally cheaper than the dirt I am dying over. I went to Amazon and checked. So if you are still watching this video somehow, and God bless you if you are, you can have GamerSupps delivered with 10% off by opening the description and clicking the special stratagem code. What else do we have? We have sentry guns, in case you really don't want to play the game, as well as a strange amount of primaries that are child safe. Can't wait for the devs to nerf this one and say some shit like, sorry Helldivers, Command sent us rigatoni instead of railgun shells. Now, in this kind of environment with this many fireworks, casualties are not just expected, they are required. You don't really get to 12 million by being an easy game, which is why, upon the occurrence of my teammate's tragic passing, I will gain the ability to replace my friends with a legally distinct Helldiver, ready to fight and die for the worst planets you have ever seen. Like my brother in Christ, you are fighting over the Arizona Iced Tea world. Missions in this game are usually comprised of exploring new and fantastic worlds, and then building a Walmart supercenter on them. Local residents be damned. To that end, we have a great diversity of missions, like geological surveys, rescuing civilians who move their heads like confused avians. He's like a chicken! Spreading industrial amounts of carcinogenic gas, and launching the fucking nuclear missile. We did it, Patrick. We saved Istanu.
It's really crazy to think in Helldivers that you can do missions as simple as, yes, we need a geological survey, and then all of a sudden nuke the entire planet. I mean, it's literally a 0 to 100 thing real quick. I've also seen people just shoot the civilians for fun. I mean, no wonder Super Earth has so many deaths in this war. I mean, if they're looking around like they're chickens, I mean, that kind of makes sense. That kind of tracks a little bit.
along with a myriad of side objectives, which usually boil down to, killing everything that moves, and occasionally, loading a gun that will do it for you. We, don't really talk about the Eradicate missions because they tend to play themselves, all in service to liberate a planet by an astounding 0.0003%. This isn't a fucking charity, alright? Reach 100% liberation, and lose all of it the very next day. I am currently reporting to you from the 5th Siege of Hellfire. Planets in Helldivers also have a unique blend of beautiful environments, like the Heaven Planet, where it is impossible to escape God's light, the Constant Meteor Storm Planet, where it is illegal to stand still, the Fire Tornado Planet, the Weird Fucking Animal Planet. I'm going to call you Genghis Shinglesbringer, and the planet that, before it was removed from the game, randomized your airstrikes, which made the process of calling a resupply much more interesting. Please put this back in the game. Look, Helldivers is a game that gives you a lot of tools, and a lot of places to use them. So honestly, the task of describing it all to you is, not my fucking job. The developers are literally adding things faster than I can show them to you. I, began making this video before mechs existed. So inevitably, when the day comes that Arrowhead adds the secret third faction that we don't legally know anything about, I guess I'll be making a video about it. As long as this one gets views. Overall, Helldivers 2 is an absolute chaotic mess, where every mission begins and ends with the assumption that we are not going to make it, and yet somehow, some way, I still find a way to disappoint my friends. Some may consider it difficult, while others may consider it fucking bullshit. But personally, surviving against all odds in the face of complete, absolute absurdity is a big reason that I still love this game, no matter how many game-breaking bugs they introduce. Sorry Helldivers, this gun's accuracy rating is so high that it causes integer overflow. And with the Galactic War still ongoing, our story of spreading managed democracy has only just begun. We have the ships, we have the weapons.
Well, that took a really dark turn. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that'll do it for my very first YouTube video. Thank you all very much for joining me. I'm gonna try to get one of these videos out every 2 weeks of me just kind of reacting to like a review or just some funny video. And try to do that every 2 weeks. My schedule's relatively pretty busy, so I can't just do videos every week or every day or something. I do have an actual job and other commitments that I have to do. Streaming is a lot easier. I can just, you know, kind of put it on, do it for a few hours to an hour on Thursday nights and Friday nights, and that's really about it. Even a little bit on Saturday sometimes. But I'm going to try to do this a few times or every 2 weeks. But thank you very much for joining. All my socials would be in the link tree down below. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one.